I don't normally like cocktails very much. I'm more of a
No?
beer or whiskey or something like that kind of guy.
Brown
But-
liquor. Yeah.
But these were great cocktails. Like this was like professional fancy cocktails, and they were so good. Like all of them
Wow.
super well balanced and
Big podcast money.
Let's talk about this podcast.
let's talk about that. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About That. I'm your co-host Tony.
And I'm Martin. And today I'm out walking about close to my family's summer place. And we thought about talking about something I guess everyone has some connection to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, there's two deers over here. You probably can't see them.
No.
If I do like that, and you see them behind there,
Huh?
maybe you can see them.
Oh yeah. I got him. I see him.
Two males. They got horns and all.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Try not to disturb them. Yeah, we're going to talk about art.
Yes.
Art. What's your thing with art? What's your connection with art, Tony? What's your thing?
Well,
Do you have any
anything?
anything?
For the most part, I'm not. Most of my sort of art I've done is more, musical type art.
Mhm. Yeah,
of
because
course.
that's the thing. Art is so many things. You have like everything from music, painting, sculptures, and subgenres underneath that again. So
Well, and it's
Yeah.
it's like people say, like our video games art.
yeah, it's a craft. It's a craft. So I would say it's art. Yeah,
It probably depends on the game, but
definitely. Tetris ain't too much of an art experience.
probably not. But yeah, so I do a lot of sound stuff, and I'm mostly just like visually, I just like to doodle and draw, and
Mhm.
my wife has told me I'm pretty good, but I don't. I'm not. It's nothing I really work on or anything like that. Drawing.
You don't sell them around.
No.
That's confident in yourself. I guess that if you could sell them on Etsy or something, I guess people would definitely buy if they came by it. There's always someone that likes what you do,
Yeah. Well,
no matter what it is. Yeah. But sorry about the wind, guys. For me, it's quite loud. I don't know if you hear it. Is it loud? The wind?
No, it's being pretty well blocked out, so I don't hear much of it.
Oh,
at
that's
all.
nice. Yeah, this headset is quite amazing that way, with blocking out stuff. Yeah. Do you have any art at home? Do you have any fancy stuff hanging around? Something you like, of course. I don't. Yeah.
We're not great at home decor. I guess you can kind of see over my shoulder.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, well, if you want to talk art, you're really talking to the wrong person in my family. My wife, she was an art teacher. She was an art education major in college.
Yeah.
And she's an incredibly talented artist.
Nice.
I
Because
know I'm
she's
biased,
painting. She painting, right? Or drawing.
She's done all of it. She's done sculpture, she's done
Wow.
painting, drawing.
Yeah, when you're an art teacher, I guess you've done the most.
Like that painting is one that she has partially done. I think that was actually one that she kind of did partially as something like a school project where like the students helped fill in the squares or something like that. And
Well, that's really cool. Yeah.
yeah, she ended up keeping it. But we need to put up more art in our house. Like we've got over in the other room, there's this pile of art that has been sitting there since we moved. And we moved like 5 years ago or whatever. So
Yeah.
clearly we're in a big hurry. But yeah,
That's the thing. Art is usually expensive, and you got to find your style, and then you got to buy, if you want to buy, things that fit your home and everything.
Mhm.
So It's quite hard. I think I would like to have a lot of pictures. There's a lot of pictures I find nice, but and pretty and fascinating and all that, but it doesn't fit my house or our style. So yeah.
What about your family? You have a lot of art.
I have actually. It's a copy though, but I have a painting of that Marilyn Manson did. It's a copy, of course, but I have that one. It was quite expensive, but we both liked it, and I've always wanted some of its art. But we have something that my mother-in-law painted, something that my daughter painted, of course, but nothing too exciting. I would like to have something more pictures, paintings, and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, it's hard to find like your thing. There's a lot of things you like, but not everything that fits everywhere, you know. But the reason I wanted to talk about art today is because I don't know if you can see that one. You see that one?
Yeah.
What do you think it looks like? It's like... no writings, nothing on it. So you can use your imagination, I guess. That's also a thing with art. Use your imagination.
Looks like someone tripping to me.
Yeah, or someone maybe someone pulling something, or my daughter calls it the troll.
Oh, sure. I can see why I kind of get that hunch over look. Yep.
Yeah. But this one was the first that came up here. There's a pretty rich guy who bought this whole farm area and made everything public. You can see all the lawn here it's pretty well kept. They have robot mowers here running around every time, all the time. So he's been putting out these sculptures around, and there's another sculpture that came this year, and we can't agree on in my family what that's supposed to be. Can you see it?
I can see it, but I don't know if I can see it.
Is that the right angle? Is that the right angle?
Yeah, there you go, right there.
It's hard to see. The sun is blocking on the screen.
Yeah, a little bit hard. Yeah, I don't know. It's some sort of like quadrupedal thing is what it looks like.
Yeah, there is obviously like 4 legs.
Yeah.
But what do you think it is? Because there is no plate, not the name of the artist, nothing.
I think
so
it looks like a person crawling to me.
Yeah, just maybe. My father thought it maybe be a horse or something like that.
I could see that.
Without the head, of course, quite macabre. But yeah, and as you said, it could be a human running like on all fours. It could be anything. That's the nice thing with art, I think, that you can just. I think it looks like that, and I also think that maybe is not the artist's intention to draw or paint or make something that is that, unless you're painting places, of course. What do you think?
There's so many different kinds of art. I mean, there are certainly some where they are like, they're doing realistic still life sort of stuff. And then these sculptures seem to be trying to express an emotion more than, a concrete thing, right? Or they're expressing something deeper than just horse,
Because this is a really old farm. They're renovating it now. You can see.
Oh, cool.
Really old. Yeah, there's a tent in front here with some materials in it, and you have an old house in the background here. There used to be a lot of more things there, but they're renovating it and keeping it. Sorry for the wind. Trying to walk so.
It's mostly working.
A lot of. Try to walk so I do not disturb the deers that are walking. Just they're just close here. But yeah, art. There's always. I mean, Scream the famous painting Scream.
Mm-hmm.
That's illustrating a figure screaming. Of course, it's called the Scream. But I remember at school where we had to analyze it, and if you forgot the name, what was it all about? And I was thinking about that here the other day, that if you're an artist, a painter or sculptor, and you just do something out of your mind, maybe it looks like that to you, but it looks like something else for another guy. Are you with me? So there's no true answer to what it is. But here we are coming to two large, one small and one large statue that is clearly humanoids.
Oh yeah.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
Yep, very much. Yep, I can see that.
It's quite large. Jesus, the wind. It's quite large. That's a man or a woman, most likely a man. I can't see any breasts, but that's maybe embracing something.
Sure.
And it's quite amazing. And the most amazing thing is that these sculptures are most likely extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Buying art is expensive, but then again, it's a craft, and it's not done overnight. I will try to head on up to the forest. Here's another sculpture. There's a man, naked man, explicit content going on.
Gonna get demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Standing on the train tracks.
Yeah, standing on train tracks. It's never been a train out here, but it's been a lot of farms, and until recently there was a school out here. There's not a big island at all, but yeah, that's art I had to show you guys.
Sure.
And
it's very reminiscent. Where Natalie, my wife, and I went to college. They had actually at some point in the past a somewhat well-known sculptor who worked in metal, and we have sculptures from him all over our campus, and they remind me a lot actually of those first two you were looking at, where they're
abstract,
incomplete,
but not.
Yeah, I mean, or even sometimes they're sort of concrete, but they're incomplete.
Yes, you have to use your imagination to finish them. Yeah, that's what I like. You can look at something and you see something, and next time you're looking at them in a different light, and it's something different. Yeah.
And you were talking about how art has interpretation that you can do personally. It's interesting because when you think of a statue like the Venus de Milo, famously missing both arms. I've heard.
Wasn't those arms chopped off after it was finished?
Yeah. So they were lost sometime along the way. But I've heard a theory that part of what makes the Venus de Milo such a famous and well-loved sculpture is actually the sort of mystery behind what her arms were doing, and there's you can have your own guesses as to how were her arms posed and stuff like that.
Absolutely, because there's no pictures of it. Because I might be wrong, but I think there was arms, but they were chopped off because the artist didn't like the result. But I might be wrong. That could have been any other sculpture.
Artists are known to do some extreme things.
We have a painter here in Kragerø. He paints with knives, or at least he used to. Big bearded guy with he's bald and large beard and painting with knives. That's quite unique technique, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there any any famous artists from? Of course, there is from US, but from Minnesota.
Gosh, I'm gonna show. I mean, when you're talking about, I'm assuming we're talking more about visual art. Because of course
it
we
could
have
be
some,
anything, but
we have some
visual,
fairly.
when you think about, you usually think of visual.
Yeah, I mean, we have some very famous, musical artists. Probably most notably Prince. Was
Well, yeah, he was an artist.
Yeah,
That's
he
for
was.
sure.
I mean, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was more than just a musician, for sure.
Mhm.
In terms of visual art, gosh, I'm sorry. Like, I think I could probably only name like a dozen painters.
From Minnesota.
No. Just total.
At all.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, you got your Rembrandts, your Van Goghs.
Yeah. I was being nervous here because I know just a couple of from Norway. So.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly know a couple of American ones, but not anyone that I know of from Minnesota. Aside from the sculptor, I think his name is Peter Granlund, the one that did the
sounds
sculptures.
familiar.
Yeah, he's the one that did the sculptures at our college campus.
Well, I think actually I've heard the name before. Maybe it's from you. Maybe it's from you. I it's hard to say. Yeah.
Not entirely impossible.
Yeah. We have you have heard about Munch, of course, the painter behind Madonna and Scream, and he lived in Kragerø for a while. Some of you, he has the painting The Sun. You can probably look it up online, and it's painted here in Kragerø, looking out pretty much this way from up there, from town, looking at the sun rising. It's quite amazing painting. It's quite abstract, but you can abstract. That was Norwegian English. you can clearly see where it is when you're standing there. They also have a statue of him standing and painting there. Yeah. And I don't know if you've heard about Theodor Kittelsen. He painted mostly Norwegian folklore paintings with trolls and all that stuff. So I guess he is more like a Scandinavian guy. He also lived here. We have a museum in Kragerø dedicated to him. Yeah. And that's more like black and white charcoal paintings of trolls and Norwegian or Scandinavian forests and stuff like that. So that's not too. I don't think those paintings are too pretty, but there is something behind them, something dark, with the trolls in the forest and stuff like that. It was a darker time he painted from, folklore and from the Black Death. He painted this figure they used as a manifestation of the plague. He painted a lot of pictures of her and of trolls and all that stuff. I'm walking and talking, guys. Yeah. If I was eating too, I would be laying on the ground here. So excuse the breathing. I need oxygen.
Yeah, gotta get that cardio in, right?
Yeah. And the thing with knowing like more, someone having a little noisy boat. It's quite far down. It's probably 50 meters down to the water out there, but don't mind that. The thing about knowing painters or artists, sculptures from your area, it's not necessarily that they are famous outside of your country. Munch, he made it quite big with his paintings. I have no idea why. But he made it quite big. Theodor Kittelsen, maybe not. But have you heard the name Pushwagner before? Pushwagner.
I have not.
He was like a really old guy, at least on the end, rich guy. Got a lot of money from his paintings. There are like they are special, those paintings. I wouldn't like them myself, but there's something to it. There are, at least the paintings I've seen, using like bright colors, and there are quite big colors, you know, big squares and stuff, and there's no shadows and stuff like that, you know, just colors, plain and simple, put around, and yeah, quite hard to explain when you do not have a picture in front of you. He died a couple of years ago, and there was a lot of noise around that. But actually, with that artistic name, I would think he was more famous around the world. Maybe he is. I do not roam in the same groups that famous artist does.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I had this idea.
Tony had an idea.
I know. I was trying to. You got me curious on Minnesota artists. And
I mean, local artists are always kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
I'm looking through this list here, and man, I'm just not seeing any names that are household names. Again, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I don't exactly have my finger on that pulse.
Yeah, same. I'm not an artist myself, but yeah.
Oh, well. I was thinking, because sorry, throat clearing early in the morning.
Yeah. For some,
yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's Okay. Sorry. Train of thought. Just I'm a mess. Sorry, everyone.
At least you're not sitting there crying, because that would make me uncomfortable if you just started crying. Yeah. Look at that.
No.
Look at that. He's an artist, guys. He's an artist. He's an actor.
Yes.
Because that is not too.
I do think it's interesting with art, though. Like, I mean, it's interesting because, like you were saying, there are these, talented painters, and they paint sort of like, for lack of a better term, really ugly
childish
art.
Yeah, childish.
Either childish or ugly, or it's because it's sort of it's not always about like looking nice. It's not about being something that people enjoy looking at.
Yeah.
It's that sort of desire to evoke a feeling or to represent an abstract idea.
Yeah. Just like that guy who had this painting with a girl and the red balloon, was it? Or red umbrella that shredded itself. Do you remember that one? It was,
Banksy and his girl with red balloon.
Yeah, that was 1, ridiculous, and 2, bad painting. But there was a message behind it, and I guess the message was more important than the actual painting.
Yeah, it's just too bad the shredder broke because
halfway.
As it was, I don't know if it fully really got across the message he wanted.
I don't know what the message was, but I do understand that it was a message. So you don't do that for nothing.
Yeah, no, I think that is a very cool move. I love that whole story. I love the whole story about the secret shredder built into the frame that nobody realized was there, and like everyone just live seeing it suddenly.
Yeah, wasn't it this guy, or maybe it was a woman, I don't know, with his banana peel or something? It was something strange going on with a fruit. And it was odd. It was kind of a banana peel behind a frame or something like that. And it was amazing art. And I can't understand that. My son, he has like a dozen banana peels a week, so maybe he's an artist. I don't know.
Hey, children are
Yeah.
all artists.
Definitely, and yeah, the mind of a child, it's amazing.
It was actually really cute. Vincent, he at one point rescued some art that some of his classmates were going to throw in the trash, like their own art, and he was he was telling me later about, he was saying to them, like, no, nothing you make is trash. Everything you make is a masterpiece, and it's all growth. And like, man, Vincent, that's like such a cool philosophy to have about it.
Vincent, we had him at the show once, and he seems so grown up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 8.
Yep.
It's 9. Yeah, and the way I figured he thinks, seems like he's way older.
Yeah.
And especially with the thing you say now, there's a Norwegian dropping by again. Makes me think that, wow, this guy is mentally older than.
Yeah. I'm biased, but I absolutely agree. He's kind of an amazing kid in a lot of ways.
I must say so. And many kids are, though. Many kids are, but yeah, you don't see every kid, do you? You see those But yeah, are we hitting the mark now for the art episode? It was kind of an abstract episode, I think, with a lot of jumping behind on and off stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're reaching time here.
Yeah, I think so. It's quite hard to see because the sun is all over the phone. Now the wind starts again. But yeah, if you have any art, people out there, don't ever throw it away. There was an artist here in our town. I think it was our town, or at least in the district around here. He said that about this painting. He said, this should be enough. The buyer could finish it himself. He just didn't want to continue on that piece, so the buyer could continue it himself. And I think that's amazing. Like, I've lost the spirit on this one, so yeah, I stop it now and I sell it.
that could actually be kind of a cool, a cool gimmick, or something for an artist to do, is like,
you only color half the painting, the rest is for like the random people at the gallery to do. That would be amazing. Then you sell it for $100,000 billion right in my pocket.
The pricing of art, that's a whole nother thing. Like,
yeah, but then again, pricing of art ain't close to what the football player or soccer player earns per match. So there is some gaps between there. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. Anyways, guys, subscribe button is down below on this side or something like that. And also the notification bell is right on the right side of it, I think. Or the left, depending if I remember the right.
Well, we gotta
anything you want to say?
We gotta make sure we spend the time to get it right, or else they won't know. So.
Yeah, sure. I will do my research when I have the time about Christmas next year or something like that, and I will let you know. Yeah.
All right.
I guess that's it, guys.
Yeah. Good to see everyone.
Goodbye.
See you next time.